Hiya. Today I'm going to show you how to use individual eyelashes. So if you've got any to hand and you want to work along with me, go and grab your lashes, some tweezers, some lash glue, and also an eyeliner or like a dark shadow to use along the lash line. And I'll show you why in a moment. So before I do any of that, I'm just going to put a little bit of CC cream on and kind of quickly do my brows, and then we'll get started on the eyes. So just in case you haven't seen it already, I'm going to put this video in a series in my IGTVs, and it's called At Home Beauty School. And basically all of the videos in that particular series are designed so that I want to show you what to do with a product rather than you need to get the specific product I'm talking about to get that effect. Does that make sense? So like sometimes I might do a video to say, oh, this new palette has come out and this is what it looks like. Whereas everything in this beauty series is very much grab what you have at home. This will work with anything. So if there are any other techniques that you've wondered about, that's a really good place to have a little look to see if I've covered it. And if I haven't, feel free to send me a message and we'll do a little video on it. Something I've been asked a lot about is videos for more of a hooded eye shape. Now, to be honest with you, I'm just really hopeful that when we're out of the other side of this situation, I'll be able to get some tutorials done on people other than myself. So hang in there because I would love to demonstrate that on that particular eye shape. But in the meantime, I'll do my best to show you with the resources that I have to hand right now. Little bits and pieces as we go along. So there's some base. I'm going to just put a tiny bit of, this is the It Brow Power Pencil. I'm going to take that through my brows and put a bit of brow gel through them. Now, when you're doing any kind of lashes, what I personally do, it's a bit of a cheats guide, is I make sure I've got some kind of liner or dark shadow really near to the lash line so that in case of any accidents, you're already covered. You've set yourself a little template that you're going to follow. And you see, if I was marrying those lashes directly to the lash line, it's going to be really obvious if I miss. Whereas if you take a nice thick liner or smudgy shadow and take it all the way along that lash line, you're allowing yourself a bit of flexibility. So that's exactly what I'm going to do, given that I'm going to try and achieve this in 15 minutes. And I haven't even finished my brows and we're already a fifth of the way through. So, okay, what I've prepared is literally, I've got some shadows to hand down here. I've got one of these Bobby Longwear cream shadow sticks. Lots of different brands do these. And also a pencil. This is the It Cosmetics Superhero Gel. It's in a pencil form. They're lovely. So first of all, I'm just going to take that pencil. I like to warm it up a bit on the back of the hand first. Let's just say if you've already done your liner over a shadow or something beforehand, it just buffs off any product that might already be on there. So I'm going to take this all the way through the waterline. And I'm going to try and do this without irritating my contact lenses. Oh, I've gone a little bit over there, but not to worry because I'm going to go over with that Bobby stick in a moment. So, again, little mistake there. I try and avoid my iris because I wear contact lenses. So I know that I'm always a bit messy when I put these on. But when you're at home and you have a bit more time than my little 15-minute deadline, by all means, go nice and easy, slow and steady wins the race. So, nice chunky pencil. I'm going to warm that up again. I'm literally going to take this along that lash line, just very gently flicked out there. And both of those shades I've used are like a deep chocolate brown. And then I'm just gonna gently buff the edge of that up the eyelid to create quite a smoky finish. Don't know what's going on that inner corner. Now I'm going to go back in, get right in there. And you'll notice I've done one eye and blended it straight away. The great thing with these is you've got a bit of play time, but then when they dry, they're not going anywhere. So you do need to do them one at a time, because if I'd applied it to both and then buffed out, by the time I came back to do my blending, it would have dried into place. So what I've done there is applied and buffed and applied and buffed, and then just gently gone in with one last thin layer so that you get this illusion of dark fading into nothing. And I'm going to do the same on the other side. Now, these are great for all over the lid as well, if you did want to do that. I'm going to put this. Now you can see there, that's kind of dragging in my fine lines. If I wasn't filming a tutorial and just looking in the mirror, you could very gently pull the skin there so that nothing's dragging. But for the sake of wanting to show you all of these steps, I'm going to stay where I am and demonstrate everything. So back in again. Just keep layering and buffing. I'm going to do one last little line along there. Make sure it kicks out in this corner. And the nice thing with these creamy sticks is any mistakes are fairly easy to correct with the sleight of a finger. There we go. I'd say this one is slightly more flicked out. So just to make sure we're nice and even. There we go. Now, just because I've got it to hand, if you wanted to get these creamy shadow sticks to really last, what I would also recommend is just taking a tiny bit of shadow. I'm going to take a bit of MAC Mulch. That's a palette that at MAC you can get an empty palette and put your own choices of products in there. So that palette has got some shadows, some cream colour base that I'm going to use on my complexion. Just a real mixture of things. And again, I'm just going in with a little brush to make sure that's nice and blended. If you've not tried MAC Mulch, the shade I'm using now, it's a bit of a hero. As in hero product, not like when you describe someone as a hero. It's like an icon that I would say is one of the best loved MAC products. What have I done there? We'll buff it out. Okay, we're nice and smoky along that lash line. Now, contested, but I like to always do my mascara first and then my lashes. Not everybody works in this way. I just find it a bit easier to do it this way. Some people much prefer using the mascara all over the fake lashes and everything. Good for you if that's you. I like doing them separately so that I know exactly where I'm going. And also I get nervous that, let's just say you perhaps didn't notice and you used a tiny bit less glue on one individual more so than another one. I don't want it to like fling off when I try and put the mascara over it. Does that make sense? I'm going in with a little bit of, this is the Il Makiage mascara. I do mix up the mascaras just so that I'm not always showing you the same thing. But by all means, you don't need more than one mascara, as you would see in my videos. The main one I tend to wear really is the It Cosmetics Superhero Mascara. That's really my everyday. But I like to show you a few options and just mix things up. Now, how am I doing for time? I'm 10 minutes in and I've no lashes done. Why are none of us surprised about that? Okay. Little myth that I feel is that people go and pick these off with the tweezers, and half the time I feel like that makes them separate. So I've pulled a row of these off using my bare hands, just picking them away. I've got the Swede lash glue, which comes out white and then it dries completely invisible. And then literally, for the sake of what I've got to hand, that was my Ardell pack. They're the individuals I've used. I'm just going to put a tiny bit in the corner there. Take my tweezers and one at a time, I'm going to gently put these lashes on. With individuals, I like to start in the outer corners and work my way in, and I've literally dipped that into the glue and I'm going to just really gently press those into the lash line one at a time. Now you'll notice, what am I doing here? I'm going to pick these up so that the white bit is towards me, and I'm literally going to press the end of that in. Now with your strip lashes, you would always wait for them to go tacky before you go onto the eye. But with individuals, to be honest with you, you'd be waiting all day. So as long as you use a nice gentle touch, you can just really gently go into that eye area and pop them on as you go. I'm going to start doing some on the other side for fear of running out of time. But as you can see, the fact that I've got a nice deep colour along that lash line means that they don't have to be absolutely perfect. You can't see the exact line, I hope, of where these are going on. And I think it's a really lovely way to just get yourself to grips with using your lashes in this way. And another thing you'll notice is that I'm keeping my eyes open for the whole thing. How are you going to put your lashes on if you've got your eyes closed? I think that's another myth. I think there's so many myths attached to lash application. If you can't see where you're going, you're not going to... What have I done there? Hang on. And this is another thing, I think. Don't panic if it goes a bit haywire. It goes haywire for everybody and they get a bit sticky. Just pick another one up and carry on. And then the great thing with individuals is they're so easy to remove. I'm trying to think, what's the best way to show you here? There we go. Now with individuals as well, you often, this pack happens to be all the same length, but you can often get packs where they have like short, medium, long. I keep ballsing up that outer edge. Let me just get a lash on there and then I'll be able to concentrate, because that is actually annoying me now. Here I am showing you how to do your lashes and yet I'm on my third attempt of that outer corner. Top tip from me as well, if they seem to be getting on your nerves, don't use the tweezers. Just look at that, it went on with my hands. I think sometimes we're so enamoured by these fancy techniques we see online, and actually the best way to do it is just with your own hands. So just to finish that look, I'm gonna take a clean brush and make sure that's nice and polished. What lippy have I got to hand? I've only got this bright NARS one, so let's give it a go. Got a nice NARS crayon that I'm going to take all over. Nice hot pink. Hot pink that was. And I'm going to take a little bit of powder on my complexion. Okay, I'll tidy this up in a second, I think. But there you go. Use your tweezers, use your hands. Don't worry if it goes wrong. And powder's on. Lovely.